Welcome back, my friends. I am your host, Johan, here at the Neon Press. On today's weekly DeFi gaming news recap, we are going to be looking at some exciting news from some very big names like Zynga, the mobile gaming giant. We take a look at a whale that just bought these two gaming altcoins and what we can learn from it. The head of YouTube Gaming leaves to work for Polygon to expand Polygon into multiple new sectors, including gaming. And even Bandai Namco spending roughly $130 million bringing their licensed franchises to their very own IP Metaverse. This means that franchises such as Dark Souls, Pac-Man, Gundam, Soul Calibur, Katamari, Tekken, Dragon Ball, and even Galaga. Now you have my attention. First off, I want to thank you for returning to watch another episode of my weekly DeFi gaming news recap videos. If you could be so kind, my friends, as to hit that subscribe button, obliterate that like button, and ding that bell. I'll be here every week giving you more DeFi gaming news and, of course, my weekly blockchain know-how, where we discuss crypto basics. Links up there. So first off, we have Zynga, the mobile gaming giant that you probably know from games such as Farmville, Words with Friends, but other than those, most of the games on their list are really gimmicky and clones such as High Heels and Game of Thrones Slot Casino. Yeah. So they want money. At least it's obvious for most. With their recent announcement of increasing their blockchain team from 15 to 100 to release their NFT-based game by the end of 2022, we are seeing developers now begin to adapt to the new play-to-earn model being implemented into crypto games. However, the article from the Blockchain Crypto stated that it will most likely tailor the blockchain-based game to the interest of whales, which will most likely mean that they will be offering yield-focused mechanics and not gameplay-based ones. They are looking to make some more cash, obviously, from this because it is not for the average gamer and it won't even really be a game. I don't know yet, so we will have to wait and see what they do with this one. Since the entire market has almost fudded into oblivion lately, I think it is very important to remember the basics of trading psychology and how looking at crypto whales can show you how masters think. We must understand that different institutions have different interests and different investments. Wouldn't you want to see your investments go up as well instead of down? Well, they use media sources to influence the mass populace to think a certain way, like right now. In the past 2 months, you can't tell me you haven't heard words like the everything bubble, the Fed's hiking interest rates to fight inflation, COVID, and of course, impending war with Russia and Ukraine. During these times of downwards pressure, the general populace sees this as the end, and they have to take their money out before it goes lower and lower. Now we can remember that dollar cost averaging is always the best way to invest long term because it frees our mind. We do not have to think about when to invest, and we don't have to worry about it afterwards because it represents such a small amount to us. Like I said in previous videos, when we dollar cost average and the big hits come, it won't affect you as much because you are not over-positioned into a single asset. Why mention all of this? Well, another whale just purchased over $23.9 million worth of both Terra and Sand. Terra is programmable money for the internet. It is what they call a public blockchain protocol, deploying a suite of algorithmic decentralized stablecoins, which underpin a thriving ecosystem that brings DeFi to the masses. Sand is, of course, the metaverse game that looks similar to Roblox or Minecraft, except all of the items are NFTs. So amidst all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, or what's called FUD, these large investors are gobbling up what everyone else is selling at a steep discount. Next, head of YouTube Gaming joins Polygon Studios as their new CEO. Ryan Wyatt is the gentleman we are discussing, and the company he now works for looks to make Ethereum a better place. Polygon is, of course, built upon the Ethereum network, aiming to support a larger, faster, and cheaper transaction ecosystem. He stated that his role at the company as CEO is going to allow him to explore growth opportunities such as entertainment, fashion, news, sports, and of course, gaming. So the massive news for this week is Bandai Namco launching their IP Metaverse. So this is something that is not going to be inclusive into another ecosystem since they are building their own metaverse, and how the mechanics behind it is unclear at the time. However, with the recent closing of the iconic Sega arcade in its home territory in Japan, and the recent announcement of their complete exodus of the arcade industry after 56 years, now selling the remaining 14% Sega owned, Bandai Namco doesn't want to go down the same path. A moment of silence for all the memories that were made by Sega. They will still be around, but now they are going to be rebranded as Gigo instead of Sega. Still, it is very sad to see the once giant from the 90s sold and defaced. Bandai Namco, though, has seen this and knows they are going down the same path without any innovation. If they can create their own metaverse on the blockchain, though, perhaps somehow they can save it. Bandai Namco literally stated, "One of our strengths is the ability to foster connections with both digital elements such as games in the metaverse and physical elements such as amusement facilities. This means that one of the ideas could be a metaverse-style arcade." How exciting is that? Well, with the massive list of games they have, it will surely be massive regardless of what they decide to do with it. The question though is, will there be new games being developed for their metaverse? What about their possible metaverse arcade cabinets? Will their new games be released inside the metaverse in conjunction with their home-based console and PC releases? How crazy would it be to have legitimate metaverse careers creating games inside of it? Like becoming as proficient as creating the software and hardware aspect of an arcade cabinet, but in the metaverse. Surely these metaverse arcades can't run perfectly, and you can't let just anyone have access to the back end of your games. How cool would it be to run a metaverse arcade in the future? So where is our freaking Ready Player One metaverse that will support cross-chain networks so we can just enter one system and interact with every other blockchain? Like, let's jump into some Bandai Namco arcades for a nice night out, then switch over to Illuvium, and then back over to the sandbox. One day. We are just in the beginning of this. Well, that's it for this episode. Again, thank you for returning to watch another episode of my weekly DeFi gaming news recap videos. If you could be so kind, my friends, as to hit that subscribe button, obliterate that like button, and ding the bell. I'll see you on the blockchain, my friends.